Hi, what's up, guys? This is Football J. And today we're going to be doing 2024 2025 um, March Madness bracket. So let's get into it. Auburn versus, I'm going to guess Alabama State's going to be against them. Auburn's going to, it's going to be an easy win. No doubts about it. Auburn's going to put a whip into them. Creighton versus Louisville. Creighton had a great Big East tournament. They beat UConn pretty easily as well. And they went to the finals, even though they lost to St. John's. They played really well. And I think they have the firepower to beat Louisville, so I'm going to go with Creighton. Michigan versus UC San Diego. UC San Diego, you see them almost every year in here. Good offensive team. Michigan's also very, very good on the books. Um, but it is March. And with March comes upsets. So I'm going to go with UC San Diego. Texas A&M versus Yale. This game I've gone back and forth on. Yale's being from the Ivy League, of course. Texas A&M from the SEC. Yale's offense is great. Great from the perimeter, great from that side. Texas A&M, they have a lot of firepower. And Yale is a team that is very scary to see in March. Doesn't matter what seed they are. They were 13 seed this year, 14 seed last year, I believe. And they are an upset team. But I'm going to go with Texas A&M this year. Won't be surprised if Yale comes out on top, but we're going to go with Texas A&M. Ole Miss versus either San Diego State University or UNC. Um, it's probably, honestly, I think it's probably going to be San Diego State here in UNC. San Diego State versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss, SEC. Um, a lot of SEC teams this year. I think I heard it's like 13, 12, 12, 13 SEC teams in here. So, excuse me. Ole Miss, great team. Like I said, being from the SEC conference, they have to be have a lot of competition. As San Diego State went to, I believe, the national championship, or it was the Final Four national championship 2 years ago. I think it was national championship. Um, Defense, they've lost a few players. The programs change and stuff like that. Defensive wise, very solid team. But I think Ole Miss's firepower on the offense is going to win them that game. Iowa State versus Lipscomb. Hope I'm saying that right. Uh, Man, Iowa State, let me tell you, that team is going to be a team that you're going to have to worry about in the March Madness. I think it might be a close game. I don't know, maybe 8-10 points, but I think Iowa State's going to beat them up. Marquette versus New Mexico. New Mexico lost to Boise State Mountain West tournament. Marquette, another Big East school. You know, honestly, New Mexico looked good, but I'm unsure how they're going to be in March Madness. Marquette's always been a very solid team in March. So I'm going to go Marquette, and then I'm going to go Michigan State here. There's no way Bryant wins. I'm sorry. Duke versus either American University or Mount St. Mary's. Let's go with American University. That's what they're going to go against. Duke. It doesn't even matter what team they're going against. Duke is going to destroy. Let me tell you, Cooper Flag. Their team is super solid. They're the favorites to win the championship or national championship this year, and I get the reason why. Their firepower, defense, everything, is just great. I don't want to spoil it, but I could see Duke going very far. Baylor, Mississippi State, another SEC school, Mississippi State. Baylor, Big 12 school. Um, Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I don't really watch these teams. Um, but just because Mississippi State being from the SEC, um, more competition. I know they've been here in March. I'm kind of going against the 8-9, like I said. The nines usually win, but I'm gonna go with 8. Mississippi State gonna win it. Uh, Good luck against Duke, but Oregon versus Liberty. Give me Oregon. Oregon is very solid, offensively, defensively. They've played great. Very scary team. Liberty's also a very scary team, but Oregon's just been phenomenal, and I'm gonna give it to Oregon. Arizona versus Akron. Arizona's kind of off here this year. Um, Akron's a very surprising team in March as well. Uh, I want to give it to Akron, but I don't know. In March is I don't know. They're always here, but they're not. They never usually do the greatest. Um, let's go Akron. No, never mind. Let's go Arizona. Just be a little realistic. Even though it's March, um, Akron is just. I always try to pick them as upset, but they just never. They never do me justice. So Arizona is going to take the dub there. BYU versus VCU. BYU offensively one of the top teams in the nation. Um, VCU have heard solid things about them. Uh, Defensively, they look to be very solid. But let's go with BYU in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, um, I was watching them in the Big Team tournament. It's not Montana. It's not going to be. It's Wisconsin's going to win this game. St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. Um, St. Mary's' team. I don't like to pick St. Mary's in March. I'm sorry. Um, they never do solid for me. Even though they're really tall, they got some height to them. Give me Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt and Alabama. Honestly, their team's all right. Their team's been good. Um, but I honestly, if I had to pick between Michigan State versus Bryant and Alabama versus Robert Morris, yeah, I to lose, I pick Alabama to lose. But Alabama's gonna win this game. Florida versus Norfolk State. Another CCA school, Florida. Self-explanatory. Great offense, great defense. Um, One of the best teams in the nation. So we're gonna go Florida. UConn versus Oklahoma. I've gone back and forth on this game. UConn, Dan Hurley, back-to-back national champions. Um, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's always in here, I swear. Offensively, they've been great. The SEC school, of course. Um, Let me get back to that one. Memphis versus Colorado State. Colorado State's going to win this game. Upset. They won the Mountain West Conference. Memphis, their star player, uh, is questionable to play. And Colorado State has looked very solid. Another team that could go pretty far in March. Maryland versus Grand Canyon. Maryland, man, uh, their starting lineup scores the most out of any starting lineup in the nation. Derek Queen, their center, is very, very nice with it. Leads 10 points, leads team rebounds. Grand Canyon, another shooting team that you see here a lot. But I'm gonna go with Maryland. Give them props. They've had a great year, and I can see them. I see them winning this game. Missouri versus Drake. Drake is winning this game. No doubts about it. Uh, most of their players, their coach, I believe, um, he coached D2 last year, and they brought most of their players from that D2 school. And holy, they played phenomenal. Um, Drake is nice. Drake is nice. I see them being Missouri. Texas Tech versus North Carolina Williamsport, right? I believe. Uh, JT Toppin, one of the best players in the nation. Texas Tech is always a force to be reckoned with, and they're gonna beat UNCW easily. Kansas versus Arkansas. Kansas, they're always in here. Like I say, these teams have been here a lot, but Kansas is literally always in the tournament. Um, always a solid team. Arkansas, John Calipari, the Kentucky coach now with Arkansas, brought some good players over here from Kentucky. Very solid team, um, but uh, it's kind of hard to pick because um, the coaching wise, great coach. Players wise, Kansas I think hasn't beat. Um, Kansas also has a good coach, so I'm gonna go Kansas, and I'm gonna go with St. John's. Omaha has been a sneaky team, um, but St. John's is gonna win this. Rick Pitino, something like that. Um, very very good coach. He's been doing it for a long time. He's brought a lot of teams to March, so their defense and offense just been phenomenal. So I'm gonna go with St. John's there. And let me go back up to here. UConn versus Oklahoma. I have made up my mind. I'm gonna go with UConn. Dan Hurley he's still got that. um, and their team is very solid as well. Maybe not as solid as they used to be, but very good team as well. We'll go over here to the Midwest. Houston, uh, you know, I don't think there's gonna be one 16 team that wins this year. I've been looking at these 2-15 matchups. I don't know if there's, like I said, Alabama is the one that really is the only one that I could see happening. Maybe St. John's, but yeah, no, he's gonna win that game. Gonzaga versus Georgia. Gonzaga's like Kansas. They're always here. Um, they always do very well, and I'm gonna go with Gonzaga. Clemson versus McNeese. McNeese has some firepower. Uh, Clemson's looked very solid in all their sports, um, especially basketball though. Baseball team's also really good. But going back to basketball, McNeese is a very scary team. Um, Clemson's got to watch out for this matchup because if McNeese gets hot, McNeese is going to win this game. Um, you know what? Give me McNeese, and then Purdue versus High Point. Purdue, they're always here, but I hate them in March. They're always upset prone. Give me High Point. McNeese versus High Point. I got that matchup. Illinois versus it's gonna be Texas. Xavier's not gonna win that game. Texas, another team that is not very good in March. Um, and Illinois is pretty solid. So I'm gonna go with Illinois. I'm gonna go with Kentucky in here versus Troy. Uh, yeah, Troy's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. UCLA versus Utah State. Utah State's very they range from the 8 to 10 range, almost every year. Um, UCLA has been very solid. Um, another Utah State from Mount West, Mountain West Conference. Tennessee's going to be Wofford. the Terriers. It's not going to happen. But UCLA versus Utah State. Give me Utah State in this matchup. I like them. I like them better. They do pretty well in March, so we'll go with Utah State. Back up to the South. Auburn versus Creighton. Give me Auburn. Yeah. Hold on now. Hold on now. Auburn's been very solid. They lost to Alabama not too long ago. Number one. They're number one in the nation, I believe. Creighton very good. Like I said, Big East run. But yeah, give me Auburn there. UC San Diego versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M, another SEC team, they can face off in the Sweet 16. Will that happen? You know what? UC San Diego has been on fire. It says right here they've won 10 straight. Give me UC San Diego. Sweet 16, baby. Ole Miss versus Iowa State. Iowa State, very solid team. Ole Miss, very solid team for the SEC. Yeah, Iowa State. I did say Iowa State was going to do very well in this. I'm going to go with Iowa State. Marquette versus Michigan State. Marquette, like you said, they do very well. Or they do pretty good in the March, but Michigan State. Michigan State, I really like Michigan State as the number 2. I think they're probably one of my favorites, number 2 seed. Duke versus Mississippi State. Duke is going to blow Mississippi State out of the water. If I see anything else, I don't know. Oregon versus Arizona. Give me Oregon. Like I said, I can see Oregon going very far. Arizona, it's had an off year. Oregon just looked phenomenal. I'm going to go with Oregon. BYU versus Wisconsin. You know what? Like I said, BYU's offense has been phenomenal this year. Give me BYU. Shock the world. Not really, but BYU. Vanderbilt versus Alabama. Actually, I want to change one thing. St. Mary's is going to win this game against Vanderbilt, and then St. Mary's is going to be Alabama. That's what I'm at. Yeah. Even though I don't like them in March, St. Mary's is gonna defy their ways. They're actually gonna do well. They're gonna beat Vanderbilt and they're gonna beat Alabama. I thought about it. West Side. Florida versus UConn. UConn's going for a three-peat. It's not gonna happen. Florida's taking the W. That's gonna be a good game. Colorado State versus Maryland. Colorado State has looked great. Like I said, they won Mountain West Conference. Maryland's offense though has been phenomenal. Defense has been great as well. Like I said, the top scoring starting 5 in the nation. Even though that's all starting 5 is really all they have. Give me Colorado State. They're more deep than Maryland, even though Maryland has a great starting 5. I like Colorado State in this matchup. Drake versus Texas Tech. JT Topper from Texas Tech, one of the best players in the nation. Drake. Drake's been a great team. I love their story. But I'm going to go with Texas Tech here. And then for this one, give me St. John's. St. John's, they've done phenomenal. You really don't hear St. John's name that often. So I'm going to put them in the Sweet 16. Houston versus Gonzaga. Give me Gonzaga. Houston's out here. Houston's a team that I think is going to be the first one seed out. And yeah, they're going to be out round 32. Uh, Gonzaga's always great. Made it to Sweet 16 last few years. So I'm going to go Gonzaga. High Point versus McNeese. Give me High Point to win this game. Offensively, very good. Um, they had a lot of competitions or comp, but um, yeah, give me McNeese in that one. Illinois versus Kentucky. Um, man, other SEC schools. Gosh, there was a lot of SEC schools. Uh, you know what? Give me Illinois. Give me Utah State to win that. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. There's gonna be some upsets, and I think that's gonna be how it is. Um, Going back up, Auburn, UC San Diego. There's always a team that is on a run that surprises everyone. Auburn, one of the greatest, or one of the best teams this year. Give me UC San Diego. Iowa State versus Michigan State. Like I said, Michigan State's my favorite number 2. Give me Michigan State to win this game. Going back to the east side, Duke versus Oregon. I remember when Duke had Zion, Barrett, uh, DeAndre Hunter, and they still didn't win this year. Does that mean that's going to happen this year with their team? That I cannot. That I can tell you is. Give me Duke. Give me Duke. They've been. It's been too good. BYU versus St. Mary's. Give me BYU offense. Like I said, St. Mary's been not that great in March, even though I have them going to Sweet 16. They're out. They're out here. BYU. Back to the West. Florida versus Colorado State. Colorado State, very, very well. Very, very good team. Both hot, or they're both in hot. Colorado State won their Mountain West Conference. Florida won SEC. Give me Florida. Colorado State, great team, but I don't think they're going to make it past Florida. Texas Tech versus St. John's. I've loved the story of St. John's. I really have. Um, Defense has been great. I love their coach. But do I want to take him out? Do I want? Do I think their season's going to be over? Yes, I do. Or, wait. Yes, I do. Sorry. Yeah, Texas Tech's going to win that game. It's going to be very, very close. Honestly, it might not be too high scoring a game. But I got Texas Tech winning that. Gonzaga versus High Point is where High Point's Cinderella story ends. Give me Gonzaga. Gonzaga, say a team that's always, always good in March. They're always here, and now they're in my Elite Eight. So, Illinois versus Utah State. Oh, good. I'm looking at these stats, right? And the stat that really catches my eye is the free throws. And if you cannot hit your free throws, you will not win championships. Also, I love Terrence Shannon Jr. So, give me Illinois. Illinois to win that game. Here we go. Michigan State versus UC San Diego. Man, man, man. Let me tell you. You know what? I'm gonna come back to that as my last one. Duke versus BYU. Give me Duke. Give me Duke. to the West. Florida versus Texas Tech. Florida, great season. It's over. Texas Tech, JT Toppin, they're taking over, and they are going to beat Florida Gators. Another team, if you're looking at these stats right here, we know last 10 games, 9-1, but if you look at these free throws win games. If you're looking at these, 76 free throw percentage compared to 71. Now, I'm not saying that's the whole thing. I'm not saying that's the whole reason why I'm picking them, but it is a big reason why. Gonzaga versus Illinois, Terrence Shannon Jr., like I said, great player. Um, do I think they have what it to go to the Final Four? Do I think it? I don't. Give me Gonzaga. Gonzaga. And then up here, I say this one, best for last. UC San Diego versus Michigan State. It's always a Cinderella team. Give me UC San Diego. I said that Michigan State was my favorite number two seed. I meant that because they were the only team that made it to the Sweet 16 at number 2. But they are eliminated. UC San Diego is going to the Final Four to face off against Texas Tech, and Duke will be going against Gonzaga. The only number 1 seed I have in my Final Four is Duke. But let's start off on the left side. UC San Diego, Texas Tech. Um, I'm sorry. UC San Diego. A great year. Great run, man. If they make it to the Final Four like I'm predicting, they will know that they had a great year. But Texas Tech is going to be in my championship game versus, let me tell you, these teams. Gonzaga won national championship a few years back. Duke. Um, Duke. What do I think Duke is going to do? I think Duke. Let me think here. Oh my god. Give me Duke. Give me Duke to win this game. And then we have Texas Tech versus Duke in the finals in the national championship. Who is going to take home the national championship? That is the great question to ask. Texas Tech versus Duke. I got Duke winning this game. Duke is going to win it all. And that is my final predictions. Here's it all. Through it. And thank you for watching.